Alright, Shalom, or praise Yahweh, Basham Yahushua, Basham Kakadash. Double honors to the apostles, salute to brothers teaching the word in sincerity and in truth. This is part 2 to the video. Video cut off a bit early, but what basically here, I was going into how this society is Rome all over again. But what I'm going to focus on is the god Mercury and how, the rulers of the darkness of this world, they call upon old gods to have a rulership, to rule out here. So they worship different deities and things of that nature. Right? Do you think that the Messiah would be, you think in the kingdom, we'll be putting up statues of different gods and goddesses in the kingdom? So you got to understand why they do this. They do it for power. So let's read this. I've put this in. It says, the Bank of England is associated with Mercury, the Roman god of commerce, because his symbolic caduceus is featured on the bank's bronze entrance doors. And Mercury's role as a patron of bankers connects him to the financial institution. So it says that it's caduceus, and we know what the caduceus is all about. That's another symbol that they use. It's featured on the bank's bronze entrance doors, and Mercury's role as a patron of bankers connects him to the financial institution. Okay, so let's look at this. So says the caduceus, the most prominent depiction of Mercury on the Bank of England is the caduceus, which appears on the bank's famous bronze doors. The caduceus is the winged staff intertwined with two snakes. Okay. So they deal with gods and goddesses, right? And the scriptures talks about this. Let's get a quick scripture on this. I'm going to get a few. Let's do this. So I read this one and the last one. What I'm going to do is I'm going to type in this, because all throughout the scriptures, the Lord condemns other gods. Genesis 35:4, and they gave unto Jacob all the strange gods which were in their hand, and all their earrings which were in their ears. And Jacob hid them under the oak which was by Shechem. All right. Exodus 12:12, for I will pass through the land of Egypt this night, and will smite all the firstborn in the land of Egypt, both man and beast, and against all the gods of Egypt will execute judgment. I am the Lord. You can read the whole things on them, the stories. When you go back to ancient Egypt, they had, and Esau is into the gods of Egypt as well. What's on the back of the dollar bill? A pyramid. What's the Washington Monument? An obelisk of Egypt. What's the Cleopatra's Needle? Obelisks. You got one in France, one in London, one in Washington DC. And sphinxes on the Thames River and all that. Exodus 18:11. Now I know that the Lord is greater than all gods, for in the thing wherein they dealt proudly he was above them. Okay, yeah, we read Exodus 20. Let's do this. Exodus 22:13, and all things that I have said unto you, be circumspect, and make no mention of the name of other gods, neither let it be heard out of thy mouth. And that more than that they worship these things, but the scripture says the gods of the nations are idols. So that's why they're doing it. These other nations, they worship false gods. That's what all these statues you're seeing, which the Jeju statue is one of them, because it's not but a Greek god. It looks just like them. That's exactly what you have to Rapper's Cryptus, right? And you got people trying to say that's the Messiah and the Messiah. That's to put up a Greek. You think they're going to put up statues of the true power, man? I don't know. The scripture says that. Let's get the one in Psalms. It's going to be a lot. Let's scroll up to Psalms and I'll go back. Scripture says that in Corinthians, that they sit in the temple of the Most High, saying that they're the Most High. So and they cover the faces of the judges. So they're gonna put statues of Edom ease all over the place. Psalms 97:9. For thou, Lord, art high above all the earth. Thou art exalted far above all gods, right? Let's check the Psalms 96:5. For all the gods of the nations are idols, but the Lord made the heavens. So Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, Yahweh made the heavens, right? So every other god out here is an idol. I want to see what the blue letter says about that. So they worship all these different idols. It's got the name of the Lord there. The Lord, when it says but the Lord, the word there is Yahweh. So even that, you see the word Jesus in the scriptures, that's not what, he was a Hebrew, so he wouldn't have been called that. So that's what you got to understand. That's another thing you got to understand. Let's look this up. Idols. If I'm saying it right, Al-Yal or Al-Yal, something like that. Of naught, good for nothing, worthless. A physician, a shepherd, a divination, false gods. Right, let's do this. Isaiah 2:8. The land is full of idols. They worship the work of their own hands, that which their own fingers have made. So let's do this. Let's go back here. Let's look at some of these idols. I showed you in the last one. But let's look. So that statue there is on top of the Bank of England building. They're going on a left-hand power to get power. The gods of the nations are idols. You can go to worship God and all that. You're crazy, man. You can see on the door, I don't know if you can see it, but the Carduceus is, it's on what, Twitter. Mercury, god of merchants, trade and thieves. Right, tells you what they're all about. Okay, there's the door. Yeah, the Carduceus and the Sclepicus. And the Carduceus and that, they use it for the medical, or one of them. So lion's supposed to represent what? Power, protection, shit like that. Power, strength. So they're telling it. So and it's funny because what's the strength of the unclean frog? Or they're the monetary side of the NWO, aren't they? So check this. Let's do this. So that's another. They got them all over the place. Lions, keys, and Carduceuses. Bank of England Quarterly Bulletin 2015. So these are symbols and secrets. I don't want to click the link and it's rubbish. So what I'm gonna do. Okay, Hermes. Got Hermes right here. Mercury, Hermes. Come on, man. This is what you can't tell me this ain't the modern day Greece and Rome, and that's your breakdowns. Your brothers do all the time, so I ain't gonna go into it right now. On this being the Roman Empire come back, but you can see it anyway. See how just like the scripture says, the spirit bear witness with our spirit that we are children of the Most High. But their spirit is bear witness with who they are. And then you wanna call the society, so yeah. I mean, come on, man, give me a break. And most you ask the average person in this province of Rome, England, right? You ask them, oh well, look, do you believe in the Bible? They're gonna tell you no, and that's just the truth. That's how it is out here. Okay, they got these statues, and one of them, that looks like it's in the countryside somewhere. National Trust collections. That's what they're into. These elites and all that. They know what's going on. They set it up so they know what their power is. They know what they pray to. They worship these different spirits. And one thing I'm going to show you is they took off the gold. I put in Evelyn Rothschild's holding gold bars in vault. Now you scroll here. That's all you get. Some results may have been removed under the data protection law in Europe. They took it all off. There used to be loads when I used to type in. They took it all off. There's nothing there. They put in. Just put in. Okay, that's that website I used already, Guy Reed. Because I was wondering where it tells you in one of them, I think, where he was at holding them bars. I don't want to quote something that ain't it. That's what the thing was. So let's do this. Do this. Because there's no results. He's took him off. So like I said, I clicked that link in part 1, and it weren't telling you where he was at. So and that's all you get. There's no search results. Okay, let's do this. Let's click this. See if there's any. Nope. Nothing. So let me go see more related images to that. There's nothing. So that looks like Evelyn Rothschild's younger. Powerlifting. Was it clean and press? I'll be more into body weight. Or hardcore calisthenics, should I say. You can get some serious strength off calisthenics if you do it right. Let's do this. Okay, some more things. I don't know what site that is. I don't want to click on on dodgy ass sites. See, there's nothing on this. So this is who they're worshipping. This is who they got this naked cat with a caduceus, so this is where their power goes back to. The gods of the nations are idols, but the Lord made the heavens. All right. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna keep this one short. As you can see him in there, just in the countryside. The god of speed and travelers. I don't know where this is at, but it looks like it's in England somewhere. And that's what they'll do, especially at the mansions, the elite mansions and shit. Or them, they're gonna have things like this. That's how they get down. They've got things like this. They've got. There was a statue of Jacob Rothschild. I think he was either by himself or with Evelyn. Or he's with that spirit cooking girl. And it was I don't know if her name was Abramovich or something like that. And pretty much they had I think they could have probably, I don't know if they had Apollo or some kind of god behind him. Mercury, Apollo, one of these gods. So it shows you what's going on. We're in the modern day Greece, Roman Empire. And this is me just focusing on the frog and England, all right? Because America is Rome right there, so we've done videos on it, so you can see them. This is just me focusing on the frog right now. The Bank of England, and in England. Let me do that. But most of these images look like, let me put in England. Still show other things, but let's see. What's that? Christchurch, Oxford. Stories of our English. They got them all over the place. I want to know where this one is. But these, like I said, these websites, man. Just says London somewhere. Collection, Dereham, Gloucestershire, National Trust. Caduceus, as you can see. Right. So that's why they're into this debauchery, excess. They're into that and they know that. That's why they have all them parties and they get down like that. And then that's why the system's built the way it is, right? So yeah, I'm gonna close this one out, man. And I might do a part 3. I might do a part 3 to this. Yeah, so with that, I'm gonna say Shalom. I might do a part 3.